find it really, really strange when men don't want kids. I can understand women. I still don't agree with women that not wanting to have kids, because I do think, again, you don't get your full experience. But I do think, like, I can get why their body changes, their life is on hold, they've got it a lot harder. But men that avoid kids, what's the mentality behind it?
It was commitment for me. It was just like, I'm going to have a 20-year commitment to do something. And maybe because, like, when I commit to something, I follow through.
Yeah.
And so I've always been really independent my whole life. And so I could go anywhere I wanted to go and do whatever I wanted to do. And for me, I looked at it as just like a suffocating, lot of responsibility, because I wasn't going to do it half-assed, and I wasn't going to not be their father.
Yeah, but do you know that responsibility and commitment, do you feel like that enhances masculinity from it? Yeah, it's essential, isn't it?
It's very important. Yeah. And I feel so much more love with these boys, and I become a better man because of them. And it's been amazing. But I could see why people opt out, and then they overthink it, like you said. That they get the calculator out, and it costs $500,000 to have a kid, and how am I going to do it? And you know, it was interesting. I was listening to Tucker Carlson talk recently, and you know, people get alarmed. Oh, parents shouldn't have kids when they're 20-something years old. And Tucker said something interesting. He said, no, that's exactly when you should have a kid. Yeah. Because you're so messed up, you're so self-centered, you're usually probably abusing yourself with, you know, substances and all these other ways. And a kid will make you shape up more than anything else. And there's maybe a reason that was designed, because it makes you into this mature adult. It's much faster than people are maturing these days.
Well, they do find that, you know, men that have problems with the law or problems with education, children ship them into shape. Isn't that crazy?
So many times.
It's so amazing for them. So it's incredible. And you how old are your boys again?
7 and 8.
And do you know, like, does the connection with the mother affect connections with children, or is it independent for men?
What does that mean?
Like, as in, if you had a terrible co-parent, do you think that would affect your, like, relationship with the kids? Like, would it affect your attachment to them, or not so much? Is it just an independent feeling?
I mean, so if my relationship was bad with mom, would it affect the way
if you hated each other, for example.
No, it would just make it harder.
It just makes everything harder.
It would just make it difficult, and it would make the narrative trickier to control, because if I was, you know, being bad-mouthed in the bag time, it would mean I would have to try to put those fires out. And that doesn't happen. And my parents, when they divorced, were very good about that too.
Yeah, it's really important.
And it really helped a lot. So like my mom, I mean, she 99% of the time didn't say anything bad about my dad. You know, now when she's older, sometimes she starts telling me stories, and I'm just like, save it, Mom. I don't care. And then when your dad cheated on me, I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, you probably had something to do with that. And so I'm just
this is the key, because here's the thing. I know I keep going on back about fathers and stuff, but I'll meet men who will say, I hate my dad, he cheated on my mom, but they have wives that cheat on them. And I said, but you've forgiven your wife 100 times for cheating on you, but you don't forgive your dad. And it's like, oh, then they're like, yeah, I didn't think about it. It's just like, as you age, you learn that every bad behavior that your mother or father did, you're capable of it too.
Yes.
Yeah, we're all capable of it. We think, because I think, oh, how can you hit a kid? But really, sometimes I don't know what it's like when they really drain you, and there's so many of them all the time, and it's the quickest way to shut them up. So I don't know what it's like. So I think really, in time, you realize every behavior they did, humans are capable of it ourselves.
So important for people to realize all the things that you judge your parents for, you will actually do all of those things yourself.
Yeah. Try a 40-year marriage where maybe one person doesn't want to touch you ever again, and then you outsource it, and then she makes a life of living hell. It's like you're trapped in a lot of ways. So I think it's good to understand your parents as much as you can. They're not perfect, but without understanding them, we just recreate the relationship in our own relationships.
Investment Club. Today, I consider it the best investment that I've ever made. We get 4 projects presented a week by their associated CEOs. Personally, I'm completely blown away by the quality of these projects, and I know of nowhere else where I would be given this same opportunity. Each week that passes, I feel more appreciative of the fact that I'm a member of this group. The vibe was just tremendous. Everybody's on the same wavelength. We just clicked. Everybody listened to each other, enjoyed their company. It was just magical, magical. Take action. Don't take my word for it. Due diligence you need to do. And I really hope that someday down the road I see you in the club. It far exceeded expectations, without question.
So I made a movie in 2018 about an ayahuasca ceremony that I had. And what came up in the ceremony was what always used to come up with me was my parents divorced when I was 7 years old. And it really shocked me. I think because I was like so trusting of the nuclear family, and then it just got separated. And I thought, well, if I can't trust this, I can't trust anybody. And I can't open myself up to anybody because I'm just going to get hurt. So I lived with this for a long time, and it was a narrative always in my head, always in my head. And I had this ceremony, and I went back to the 7-year-old, and I could see this little kid that built up all these boundaries. And we're trying to make this movie, and my director said, Brian, this isn't a movie yet. It's just some, guy having a midlife crisis. Nobody cares, right? And he's like, you got to go home and talk to your parents. And I was like, do I? He's like, yeah, we got to get on a plane and fly to San Diego and talk to your parents. So we did. And I went and I put my dad on camera and my mom on camera. And I asked him about the divorce, okay?
Yeah.
And it was heavy. I don't think my dad's forgiven me because he's in the movie. And so unpaid extra, as I call him. And so, but in the process of doing this, I went really deep, and I actually sat down with Dr. Joe Dispenza 2 days before I left. And he said, Brian, he said, maybe you need to tell yourself a new story. He said, maybe you're going to realize that everything you told yourself about what you thought happened, it wasn't what happened. And I sat down with my mom, and she told me how after the divorce, she became this incredible, independent woman. And she started traveling the world, and she started creating her own businesses. And like, in a weird way, that was the best thing that ever happened to her. And then when I talked to my dad, I realized, okay, here are these two 20-something-year-olds trying to deal with 3 kids, each growing apart. They were high school sweethearts, for God's sakes. And you realize it was the best thing for him as well.
Yeah.
And here I am projecting this blame or this scenario around an event that was actually great for everybody because it created a super self-reliant kid. And so I just got over that whole narrative.
And some men, because they went through that, they're like, I'm never going to break my home, so I just want to stay in my home. And they create more trauma by having this toxic relationship in their home. And it's really tough because, look, here's the thing. We can't deny the fact that a nuclear family is always better for kids. It's always, always better. But if you're going to have this attitude that I'm going to do it once and that's it, at least pick correctly. At least be really, really diligent with who you have your children with. Because you can't just have this attitude with any kind of woman, because then you might set your children up to learn dad has no balls, that mum has is getting abused. You set your kids up badly. So if you do have this mentality that I'm only going to do it once and for all, be diligent with who you can spend your life with.
Okay, really good.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith, because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.